you on. Everyone knows we don't actually have a plan on this podcast. We just ramble. If you had to give me your power ranking of candies you buy at the movies, what would your power ranking movie candies be?
Ooh, I'm gonna. Are we classifying popcorn as a candy?
No, fuck no,
Okay,
we're not.
so I'm going Sour Patch Kids,
Nice.
number one. Then either let me go Sour Patch, Milk Duds.
You said goober earlier. I don't even know what a goober is.
Chocolate covered peanuts.
Okay, that's better than the raisinets that some assholes probably enjoy.
Yeah, no, that's gross. So I got Sour Patch Kids, Milk Duds, and then I gotta go like Twizzlers.
I'm so glad you said Twizzlers because I know there's this contentious conversation in the world of red vines versus Twizzlers. Let me just say the people that eat red vines are the same people that like federales. That's all
Or
I'm going to
Dr.
say.
Thunder.
Yeah, well, the Dr. Thunder, I mean, shout out to, I mean, growing up in a middle class family, Dr. Thunder was sometimes what you got, but the Red Vine Twizzler price point is the same. Red Vine is just a far inferior product.
I
It's
agree.
like it's like eating American tacos and being like, oh, this is so much better than going to South Federal or going to Kike's or something like that. That's what I would put that level of comparison on. People that eat red vines and raisinets, for that matter, should be in Minority Report jail, like pre-crime stuff. Like those are the people we need to worry about in our society going forward. Them and Ted Cruz and his friends. Those are the people I'm worried about.
Not only was that a good movie reference, but you also hit up Tom Cruise in that reference. So way to go, you.
Thank you. I'm firing on cylinders as I just poured my first glass of wine, Chris. I'm not mad about it. Pretty stoked.
Also, this is one of the candies that I used to like, but I really I don't know what happened to it. I just don't care for it that much anymore. But Junior Mints used to be a big thing.
I feel like that was a Seinfeld more than anything. For those that listened, or for those that weren't born in 1999, they'll get that joke or reference. But I felt like the Junior Mint was more of a 90s thing, but it phased out as people developed actual taste and delicious candy.
I do remember I also used to like getting the fun dips.
Ooh, we did not get fun dips at our movie theaters. But SPK and Twizzlers are definitely in my top two. But I love the Skittles. The problem with the Skittles was they were doing that cunty thing where they give you the box, but the candy's in the bag. So it's all smoke and mirrors. It's like a fucking bag of Lay's potato chips. So you're not even getting like a full box of candy. They're like, here's 3 ounces. And you're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was a king of sneaking in some candy, but the drinks there, they do hit really solid. So don't bother bringing in a bottle unless it's bottled wine from Postino's Wine Club. We'll go Coca-Cola, we'll go popcorn, and maybe we won't rob AMC since they just gave us a movie theater. So maybe we'll take that back. Don't bring in candy to this movie theater.
And one disclaimer we should mention is if you clap at the end of this fucking movie, you will be banned. You will be banned.
I couldn't agree more. It was at the Progressive commercial where he's like, you don't have to clap. No one that made the movie is in this theater. I fucking love that commercial. It is so, all of those progressives you're turning into your parents' commercials, they're leaps and bounds. Like I've said it before, and I have State Farm, but if it came down to marketing teams, I would switch to Progressive. They just have shitty coverage.
The movie theater Progressive one is so good. Like when they're going in, she's like, okay, now you should try and go before we go in. And then the coach
here. Yeah. I like the one about the football stadium. He's like, let's stop talking about leaving the game before we're actually there.
How much do you think they pull in a week off parking?
Yeah. So if we park right here, we have a good exit route. And he's like, come on, move it along. Yeah. So that's talking TV. But besides that, obviously Top Gun this week. There is the Denver en Blanc, which is French for paying a lot of fucking money to go to a whiteout picnic party. And it's an exclusive, like we'll tell you the location the day of kind of vibe. So not disappointed. I will be going. I'm not sure if the bang is worth the buck. So that's what I'm going to go out there. I'm going to test it so that folks know for next summer if it's a vibe or not. We're going to
Yeah.
go do the heavy lifting for them. And then there's a lot more shit that's coming down the pike. Should we tell them a little High Times news?
Might as well.
Fuck yeah. We're meeting up with the team from High Times Friday after the Top Gun party, obviously, to talk about God knows what. But also, we are going to be a part of the Cannabis Cup, whether it be social media promotion and judging, whether it be they'll use like molds of our cocks for like bookends. I don't know, Chris. We're going to find out this week, but get ready for the High Times Stoned Appetit collab that's coming down the pike.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I mean, yeah, well, all things high.
Hell yeah. And obviously, leading up to our interview that we have on the back end of this episode is or was whatever. It's June 1st. So that means that the summer of events is going big. We have a Weldwerks competition, but more of just a party, a rager. They're throwing a rager in Greeley. And so we sat down with some of the team from Weldwerks to talk about their party at the end of the month. There's 2 different sessions, A and B sesh. We're going to be B sesh because we're lazy cunts and we're never going to get up there for the early wave, but it lets us go hang out at the tap room and all that jazz while the first folks go in there and get their feet wet. But you're going to learn all about, craft beer snobs. We hope you enjoy this episode. We try to have some fun with it as we were talking with them remotely. But next Thursday, we have another event. So Top Gun party. Oh yeah, this one's going to be epic. We've partnered with the Colorado Restaurant Association for the Drink Red, Wear Red event. It's at the Nature and Museum of Nature and Science, aka the Dinosaur Museum, as I like to call it. And I went to this fucking thing last year, Chris, and I got blotto. Whether you won tickets in the giveaway, whether you want to buy some of the GAs that are still available on the Colorado Restaurant Association website, or you already have your tickets in place. Get ready for a fucking party. It's a kick-ass party. It goes from like 6 to midnight. Talking about it just gets me going 6 to midnight. But there's 20 plus restaurants. There's over 20 wine vendors. There's silent auctions. And all of this is to raise funds or raise awareness for the workers in our hospitality industry. So it's a righteous cause. It's great restaurants. I mean, we're talking things like Barolo, Ultria, our friends over at S. Whether you're looking for high fine dining or just the casual stoner eats, there's going to be something for everyone. But yeah, it's going to be a kick-ass event. We've got giveaways going through the rest of this week, and tickets are still on sale probably through Sunday, but I think they sell out. They'll be sold out. It's a fucking vibe. It's so cool.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Dude, it's going to be awesome. But yeah, you know what else is awesome? Our guests on the other end of this call. Thanks to the team over at Weldwerks for taking the time out of their day to speak with us. And thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Seed & Smith, the king of our cartridges. We love the fucking dart pen. We can't wait for the Stoned Appetit dart cart. Our friends over at Standing Akimbo, obviously the best deals in the city. If you have a med card and you're not shopping there, just ring the call button. Tommy will come back there and hit you with a tack hammer. And then lastly, our friends over at Eden Extract. They're new on the scene, and we're going to help make sure that everyone knows about them. Try that live rosin series that they've got pumping out. It's dank products produced by dank people. But now it's time to get the fuck out of the way and do an interview.
And while it may be virtual, the feelings are real. The location that we will be attending later this month when we're talking about this event as we're about to unfold is going to be on location. We'll be there with bells on. But for the premises of this podcast, we are unfortunately back to the virtual stages, the Coco monitors, as we like to call them. But we have a killer group joining us today, y'all. For the listeners at home, y'all heard us debrief y'all a little bit in the intro leading up to our guest appearance. But we're here talking with the team from Weldwerks Brewery to talk about all things dank craft beers, Colorado living, and their kick-ass event that they're hosting in Colorado, June 25th. It's going to be epic. It's going to be a kick-ass time. Chris, are you ready to dive into it?
I'm so ready.
Fuck yeah. All right. So for those listening at home, we've already done some casual introductions, but Roy, Kristen Skip, we like to start every episode or every interview the same way. And that's with Chris taking the reins, asking some get to know you questions, and then we'll hit the ground running. CB, the honor's all yours.
All right. So first, we like to start off each episode with this. Are you a transplant or a native to Colorado? So let's go with you, Roy.
Yeah, we'll do names and so people can remember the voices.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So this will be upsetting. Yeah. No, I am a transplant.
Where are you coming from?
Been in Colorado for about 7 years now, but originally in Northern California.
Northern
That won't
California.
piss too many people off. You're not like you're from Texas.
Yeah, I've learned it's better to say Northern California than Southern California. People seem to like that better.
So are you lying to us early on, or is this the truth and you just want to get ahead of it?
This is the truth. I'm just getting ahead of it, but sometimes it ends up in sabotage. So we'll see how it goes.
Go ahead.
What brought you out here 7 years ago?
7 years ago, school, and then just never left.
Never left? All
you
right,
get
let's go with the
you
next
received-
question.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Let's keep going.
State your name and whether you're a transplant or a native to Colorado.
My name's Kristen, and I am a transplant.
Y'all stop saying it with such shame.
We've learned to be
Yeah,
ashamed.
it's
We've learned
Yeah,
to be
it's
ashamed.
learned.
Y'all's community must be a little bit more tight, gripped, because we meet, I'd say 7 out of every 8 guests are in fact transplants. So feel free to let your hair down. Fuck those natives. We don't care about them. No offense to Skip if he's the last. Kristen, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from?
Yeah, I've been out here almost 10 years now, but originally from Indianapolis.
Okay. Much less sexy than Northern California.
Yeah, there's a Midwest sexiness to Indianapolis.
You couldn't even say that with a straight face.
I don't know if I've ever heard Midwest and sexy in the same sentence.
Unless they're talking about a good casserole, Chris. I love a good casserole.
A Midwest
Or
sexy.
St. Elmo's St. Elmo Steakhouse. Well, what brought you west, Kristen?
I mean, I kind of lived everywhere after college for a while. I was in Seattle and Louisville, Kentucky, and kind of all over. But yeah, I don't know, just somewhere new. Kind of figured that we would move on to somewhere new after a year or two, but just didn't.
Did you fall in love with Colorado as home, or was it the craft beer scene that brought you in and never let you go? What made kind of tighten you in?
Yeah, I mean, I love Colorado, but really it was just Weldwerks. I was the first employee, so I actually joined up with the 2 owners a little bit before we were open, and I mean, I was just all in from there, so it's been home because of the brewery.
Yeah, employee badge number 001.
Yeah, yeah.
That pretty much makes you unfireable. So
I'm definitely gonna tell people that.
HR and the PR team are probably listening to this and being like, I swear to God, if we have to look at it. Well, congrats on, I guess, you get your 10-year chip from Colorado. I think that's pretty much a native sticker on the back of a Subaru. So congratulations on making it your 10-year.
I'll put it on my Subaru, of which I obviously have one.
Yeah.
Again, we're not throwing shade. Transplant, Chris drives a Subi. We're all in the same camp here. Don't fuck this up.
I have shotguns.
I'm
Yeah.
Skip, and I too am a transplant, and I'm 100% okay with that. I've been in Colorado for around 10 years as well, and I came from New York, upstate New York, around Rochester area.
Oh, nice. Don't know much about Rochester. Here it's gorgeous.
It's not. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's cold as shit still. Fuck this.
It's cold as shit. The sun doesn't shine. So, when I was looking for where I wanted to go, I wanted the sun and maybe just kind of cold as shit.
Occasionally cold as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad gig. So when you were just shopping around, you're throwing shit at a map. You're like, who has sunny days?
I mean, to be honest with you,
Orlando?
the big things for me were a job, and I did at the time, I was a big weed smoker, so the